Let's go!
Beets on the Street.
Good morning, guys. Alyssa Cast here with Express Employment. I am with Cory Kritzberger from American Crystal Sugar. We're going to be doing our first episode of Beets on the Street. So you guys will see us regularly. We're going to be out and about meeting with growers, staff from American Crystal, people working the sugar beet harvest. So episode 1, we are featuring the big guy, Cory Kritzberger. Cory, thanks for joining us today. How long have you been in American Crystal?
This is my 26th harvest already, so time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
That's right. What's the crop looking like? What's expected here in the East Grand Forks yard?
Well, I'll tell you, we've had a real dry summer this year, which we've been a little concerned with, but we've had some recent rains up and down the Red River Valley, so things are looking better. Our sample numbers are coming back. They look like they have really good sugar content. Our yield is lagging a little bit maybe behind our historical averages, but we're going to have a good solid beet crop to harvest here this year.
Fantastic. So pre-pile, we're on day 2. Lots of movement out here, lots of things happening, piles growing. What are you most excited about this fall, this sugar beet harvest?
Well, I think it's always, we harvest a big crop and we have to harvest it so quickly here, so it's always fun to see a fresh crop come in. And of course, what we pile here in the next month and a half, we have to store for the next, hopefully, 9 or 10 months to make into sugar. So, how we handle harvest here in the next month has a lot of implications on how the rest of our year is going to go. So we want to do it right.
Awesome. And for any of the first-time people joining us this year, what is the number one piece of advice you would give them to work? Would it be fluids, dressing, and layers? What's the number one thing you would tell somebody who's its first year?
Yeah, I think, safety, we've really, I think, in the last several years and put a lot of stress on safety, and that's one thing that we've really worked hard to try to improve or make better and make the conditions better for the workers. And part of that is dressing appropriately. It's a beautiful day out today, but when harvest rolls around, things are generally a little cooler and can be wetter or whatever. So we just have to be dressed for the occasion and things like that. And we do a lot of safety training, and we can help answer any questions along those lines. So yeah, safety is a huge priority.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to come out and meet with us today. Looks like your yard is hard at it. So again, we're in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. The yard here, they process sugar in the background. I guess when it comes to the factory processing sugar, how much do you guys generally process? Like ton-wise, and how do you do it?
Well, we generally harvest, we like to harvest between 11 and 12 million tons of sugar beets. And out of that, we'll probably get 30 to 35 million bags of sugar. So it's a lot of sugar at this facility here. Just to kind of put it in perspective, we'll probably make 16 to 18 rail cars of white sugar a day that's for sale. So that might put it in a little easier perspective to visualize.
Very cool. That's great. And so where does the sugar go? Just manufacturers, confectioners?
A lot of our sugar, the bulk of our sugar goes out in rail and it goes to the big cities, Minneapolis, and a lot of it goes to Chicago. And of course, a lot of the big candy makers are some of our bigger customers. But all the sugar we make goes into somebody's food someplace in the United States.
And the whole beet is used in production. So you guys pulverize it and turn it into cattle feed, correct?
Yeah, when you look at an individual beet, about 80% of it's water and 18% of it's sugar. And then, there's a few percent that are pulp and tailings. And we're after the sugar, but we also recycle all the water out of the sugar beets. And then the pulp that we have remaining from the beet goes towards cattle feed. We pelletize most of that and it goes to the feed market. So every part of the beet gets used up one way or another.
Awesome. Well, you guys heard it first. So if you're still questioning on if harvest is right for you, give us a call. We'd be happy to answer any questions. www.theunbeatableexperience.com or 888-791-6738. Thank you.